What's going on, guys? Midwest Tokusatsu here, and today we've got more news for you. This week coming from Power Rangers, Rider, Ultraman, and a little bit of extra news towards the end. Not really any Sentai this week, but maybe next week. So we're going to start off, as always, with Power Rangers, and before we start, it's about Beast Morphers and the episodes that have started airing over in the UK ahead of the US. So what I'm going to talk about here are a couple of spoilers, so if you don't want to be spoiled at all, I'll give you a chance now to leave, fast forward, whatever you need to do, because, well, I'll leave you with this first. So, if you're sharing any spoilers online, there's kind of been this sentiment put out where fans that want to discuss spoilers should hashtag be spoilers before they post anything, and anyone that doesn't want to be spoiled has the option to block that hashtag, so just so you're informed for the rest of the season. So anyway, getting into the actual spoilers, it started off with the Captain Chaku episodes, and Captain Chaku, as we know, has been confirmed to be Space Sheriff Gavan for those 2 episodes that he was in. And all of these kind of lead up to the Dino crossover, because first we had that, then was the Part 1 with the Dino Charge crossover. The middle was Breaking Man, I believe, and that was more so a villains episode where they were trying to figure out who to bring back when they got that Ray from Rhinox's ship from the Captain Chaku episode. So like everything just all connects. And of course they end up bringing back Goldar, and he's kind of the main villain in the actual team-up episode. Now I've actually got a couple of thoughts about that, because I don't know, like the crossover was doing so well up until that point. Like it's not bad, like it's far from like being the worst, but it's also not anything that great either. Because one of my biggest gripes I have with it was actually Austin St. John's acting. Like just something about his dialogue and the way he delivered it just seemed so off to me. Like he's not like the usual chill, relaxed Jason that we've all come to know. Like he was just like stiff, his lines just felt so forced. And then on top of that, the episode itself was a bit rushed too. Like it was mostly action throughout the entire thing, and we had little room to breathe in the way of plot, like actual plot. Well, I mean there was plot, but we really didn't get to catch up with any of the returning characters. I mean we had a chance to catch up with Dino Charge in their first episode crossover, so that part wasn't so bad. But I'm mostly talking about Jason here. We got little to nothing about Jason here, like anything that he's been up to in the past couple of years, ever since he's last been on the show. And I think that was Forever Red, so that was a while ago. But anyway, that's all I have for that. So I'm done talking spoilers, so anyone that wanted to skip that part, you can come back now. So our next bit of news comes from PMC on Twitter, actually. And what we have there is a new list of guest announcements for next year's convention, because as you know, Morphicon for this year had been canceled due to everything that's going on in the world. Like I don't know if I should quite say what it is, because YouTube algorithm and everything. But so everything's been rescheduled. So if you bought your passes for this year, it automatically transfers over to next year, so you should be good in that aspect. But as for the guest announced this week, first up we have Michael Mays, who played Psycho Black in Space and Lost Galaxy, confirmed for 18th through the 20th, so that sounds like all 3 days. Next up is Claire Blackwelder, who we know as Kendall from Dino Charge, also all 3 days. Rhett Fisher, Ryan from Lightspeed Rescue, also the entire weekend. And also James Bates, and he is a writer and producer for a couple of the Neo Saban seasons. I have him here for Super Samurai, Megaforce, Super Megaforce, and Dino Charge. And last up we have Kevin Kleinberg, who played Trip in Time Force. So, Morphicon, are you going? If you are, let me know in the comments section. Hopefully in the months to come we'll have a lot more guests announced as well. So moving on to Kamen Rider news, we actually have our trademark for the 2020 to 2021 season. And I've got it listed here on Facebook. Okay, so trademark bot. It's on my Facebook, but I got it from Twitter. Okay, so Trademark Bot has announced the trademark for the next season of Rider, and it is Kamen Rider Saber. Now, this is going to lead into the franchise's 50th anniversary next year, and I know that like anniversary tropes are kind of overdone at this point, and I know we just got done with Geo like less than a year ago, but I think they should still do something special with this season, like reference the entire legacy of the franchise somehow, or like maybe make the rider themed after. Yeah, I don't know. How should I say this? I mean, I know 01 kind of does that already, being a grasshopper and whatnot, but I'm just saying, like, put some aspects that reference the entire franchise and like maybe even like a homage to the original series in here, because other rumors have stated that this is probably going to feature like a brother and sister duo, kind of like double, but like they're still like their own two separate riders, but they're also the main characters. So I'm not quite sure how that's going to work out yet. And I've also heard that the theme is going to involve maybe holy knights or samurais, like something sword or saber theme, as the title suggests. So, Kamen Rider Saber, do you like the name? What are your thoughts on it so far? Let me know in the comment section down below. Because moving on, we have more Ultraman Z news, and this is about Ultraman Z getting a simulcast release overseas on YouTube, and this is coming from Ukiya Seed Weebly on UkiyaSeedWeebly.com. Almost said YouTube. And it states, Subarai announced that the next Ultraman series, Ultraman Z, will get an English sub simulcast release via Subarai's official Ultraman YouTube channel. The new episode will debut in the YouTube channel soon after a new episode premieres in Japan at 9:30 a.m. The first episode will air on June 20th, but there's a catch. Each episode is only available for 2 weeks, so fans better watch this after it airs. So that's actually really good news in my opinion, because I'm not sure if they've ever quite done this before with an Ultra series where they've simulcasted at the same time it's aired in Japan. I mean, I know they've like released like a couple of the newer series on Crunchyroll and other streaming platforms in years prior, but I'm not sure if that was a simulcast though. But anyway, it's got me kind of questioning, like, Toei, you should kind of take notes here, like maybe do this with Rider and Sentai, because Subarai has really like been doing a good job with pushing Ultraman here in the States so far. Like, it's just gotten so much more popular in the past year or so. I think like from the Blu-ray DVDs, it's got that comic series, which we'll cover like right up next after this. And then also like the anime on Netflix, which is also really good. So, moving into the next bit of news, it's also Ultraman. It's for the Rise of Ultraman series coming from Marvel. And what we have is a comic cover done up by Alex Ross here, which looks gorgeous, by the way. Like, he's known for his watercolor style. It looks like just so much more, well, not more, it just looks so realistic the way he does his work. And then we have a variant here done by, hold on, here we go, Oliver Coipel, I think I'm pronouncing that right. But it features Spider-Man standing on top of Ultraman's shoulder, and it kind of makes me wonder, like, is Marvel like now considering Ultraman as part of their universe? Because from what I know, like, this is just going to be a mini-series, so it's not going to like last that long. But like, does this mean like he'll return in like future books or stories or whatnot? I don't know, but I'm excited to see it. Like, Ultraman is like, he has like made his place here in the U.S., and like I'm just all here for it. It's beautiful. So anyway, we're going to move into a bit of extra news now, and what we have next is our first look at the reboot movie for Robocon, titled Ganba Ray Robocon. And this is coming from Twitter on the official page. And for those of you that may not know, Ganba Ray Robocon is this more obscure, more family-friendly Toku show from the mid-70s. And it was about this robot who, he attends a robot school, and in order to, you know, get good grades and pass and graduate, he has to help out humans with anything that they might need, or assist them, rather, excuse me. But it had a reboot series in the 90s, and other than that, like, there hasn't really been much else coming from that franchise until now. And the title, it's a pun on Japan's newly established Reiwa era. So Ganba, Reiwa, Robocon, that's kind of where, well, that is where that comes from. Now, I have no idea what it's about, but all we have here is a look at him right there, and he's... Alright, so he's got a bit more of a modernized look to him. Like, he looks a little different from the previous versions, but just similar enough to still be recognized as Robocon. Where, like, the only big difference I see is that his eyes seem to be displayed on this black screen on his face as opposed to them just being there. But other than that, I really don't know too much more about it, like what the movie's about or whatnot, but I think it comes out in the middle of July for a theatrical release, or if not, then maybe straight to video. I'm not sure yet, only time will tell, because, you know, everything that's happening right now, nothing's really certain. But aside from that, our next bit of news comes from Tokusatsu for their Let's Talk Toku show, and they put out the message to fans for anyone that wants to appear on their show, and this is coming from their Facebook page. It's on a couple of their other platforms too, but this is coming mainly from Facebook. Hold on, just gotta pull it up here. Here we go. Okay, so it's called I Want You for Let's Talk Toku. And for any fans that want to enter, you have to do a video that's 30 seconds max length, no background music, shoot landscape if using smartphone, no logos present on clothing or background, talk about why you love Toku or why you fell in love with Toku. You can do both. 2 videos are okay. Cosplay and helmets and masks are encouraged, so yeah. Feel free to be creative and email videos to whylovetoku@gmail.com, and the deadline is July 10th, 2020. So me, like, I'll definitely be doing this because for anyone that knows me, you know that I cosplay as Kamen Rider Ichigo, and that's definitely something I want to feature in my video that I send to them, and hopefully it makes it onto the show. So watch Let's Talk Toku, support Squall Charleston, and just support Toku in general. Like, hopefully, like, this medium, this genre can become bigger in the States, make bigger strides, and like just be not a niche thing anymore. But anyway, that's about all I have for you today, so be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to like me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Midwest Tokusatsu. Links will be in the description down below, as well as everything I mentioned here today. And this is your captain, signing out.